for you. We are going to talk a little bit about the 4 pillars of fitness, which is great because we hear different things, and I think people get confused because there is so much information coming at us when it comes to fitness. It all comes down to 4 different things that you have to focus on to make sure that, you know, your body's in shape.
To keep it simple, so we designed this for Fila, and it is designed exactly for that reason. Let's take out all the mess and the tricky part. Let's make it simple. So we've got cardiovascular, strength, active range of motion, balance and coordination. And the idea is if you get all those, you're covered. So you don't have to worry about what class you're going to or what you're doing. You've got yourself covered.
Just get a little bit of each. Okay, so let's start with cardio.
So we're starting with cardio today.
Caroline, right?
Caroline and Lynn are here to demonstrate. And the main thing with cardio is intervals. That's the best way to get into shape fast. So we're showing skipping, and on the website, we've got that you would skip for 2 minutes and rest for 30 seconds.
Sounds harder than it looks right now.
Yes, and say you don't have a skipping rope or you hate skipping. Another option is the step. So what we would do is we go at a slow pace, and then we'd increase as fast as we could for 30 seconds. So we just reverse the interval because it's a harder exercise. You could do stairs, you could do running, you could do whatever you wanted, but I want it to be in an interval because that's how you get in shape faster.
That information doesn't seem to be getting across to people at the gym.
Yes, they're going like 30 minutes.
They're doing an hour on the treadmill or 30 minutes on the treadmill, and you can get a better workout in 17 minutes if you're doing intervals. But for some reason, I don't know if maybe people just find them hard because you have to push to your mat, but then you go really slow, so it's worth it.
And you know what makes it go by faster? So the next area is active range of motion. So the girls are going to demonstrate 2 of the exercises that we have that we're working on. So passive stretching, we're not doing that anymore. Okay? So active range of motion.
What is that? What's passive stretching?
Passive stretching, like you just sit and you hold. And you don't move and you chat with your girlfriend while you're at the gym. That's what, you know, we used to do a lot of that. Now we've realized that we need to be more active to get an advantage through the stretch. So what you see Caroline doing here is the 90-90. And what she's actually doing is she's pushing hard into the mat, then she's lifting up, and then she's stretching. And she's doing the same thing with the back leg. What Lynn is doing is more of an adductor hip flexor stretch, and again, she's going to push down with the knee in the back leg, lift up, come back down, and move slowly through it. So you see how they're active all the time. We don't want to have a big range of motion that our muscles don't actually work in, because then you get injured, and that's what passive stretching can cause.
Got it. Now, are you doing this after your workout, before your workout, or does it not even matter?
It doesn't really matter, but I would do it a little bit before. Just to get everything activated and moving. Okay?
All right, so that's pillar 2.
That's pillar 2, and we're going to show balance and coordination. So we're going to go into opposite arm, opposite leg exercise and weight touching. So I'll explain Carolyn's first. This is almost called a one-leg deadlift, where you reach for it. You've probably done those before. So what we do now is we keep the weight coming out a little bit further. So now you're having to work on your balance while you're reaching forward. And this is such a common thing that we do in everyday life that people sometimes have an issue with. So we want to practice it in the gym. I would do about kind of 15 reps going to one side, then switch hands, and you'll actually feel your foot muscles working on your balance.
Absolutely. It's actually quite difficult to do.
It's tough, and it's core work too. So you have to keep your core nice and tight while you do it. Now what Lynn is working on here is another area of balance that we often neglect, which is working through your abdominals and working in a different plane. We often think of balance like I'm standing here, I'm balancing, okay? But we forget that there's also balance when you're on your hands and your knees and on your hands and your feet. So she's doing the bird dog touch right now, and then we can take it up to make it a little harder. She can go up to a plank, straight arm plank, and then she can try to reach out, see? And you see how that is engaging so many of these muscles that we need to use. You're using your foot, your feet, your whole body, really.
So let me ask you this. Why is balance so, because I always hear about balance and flexibility as you get older. Balance, balance, balance. Why is that so important? Is it just about leading a life where you can walk in a straight line? Is that what it proves?
It's about preventing falls, because we know if we have a fall, that leads us into a whole host of other conditions that are very bad for our health. And it's a use it and lose it scenario too, right? As we get older, we tend to not go out playing in the parks and doing things that test our balance, so we lose it. So you have to work on these things to bring it back in.
Fair enough. And then finally, what's the last one?
The last one is strength.
Strength.
So we've got those ones online at cityline.ca.
Yes.
And you'll see all the strength exercises. Everything is there. It's all broken down. Plus we have nutrition tips and fit tips.
Oh, very good. And flexibility, where does that go in all of these pillars? Does that fit into the range of motion one?
It is. That's active range of motion.
Active range of motion.
Because we want to hit every area, the flexibility is so important because it's neglected.
Yeah, absolutely.
The one that we don't do enough of.
Okay, well, we will be drawing for this Fila outfit after the show, and everyone will take home a $20 gift card. If you're at home, go to cityline.ca to register for the 30-day Fila challenge and for your chance to win a $5,000 Fila fitness package. All right, time to go to break. More coming up. Stay with us.